Hey everyone, my name is Lewis, for those of you who don't know me. About 2 months ago, Cheryl had asked me to share this information with you guys, and because of school and life, I am kind of late on that. So we're just going to pretend that today is February 15th. And a quick disclaimer, I talk with my hands a lot, so I apologize. Try and ignore them, and I'll do my best to keep them down. So February 15th is extremely important to myself and to my family because for February 15th is National Angelman Syndrome Day. So Angelman Syndrome is a genetic disorder that my younger sister was diagnosed with when she was about 2. What Angelman Syndrome is, it is a genetic disorder in the 15th chromosome. So in the 15th chromosome, kids with Angelman are missing a very important gene in that chromosome. Now, because they're missing that gene, they have things like very low pigmented skin. Their skin's very fair, and that also affects their hair. So their hair tends to be very lightly colored. They are nonverbal, so they do not talk. They do not formulate words and sentences and everything like we do. So communication is very difficult, to say the least. They also have very low muscle tone. And because they have very low muscle tone, a lot of them struggle with back issues, such as scoliosis. You'll see a lot of people with Angelman syndrome wearing back braces. And probably the most severe effect of missing that gene is they have seizures. So a lot of Angelman kids are also on seizure medication. And those can have side effects in its own in terms of what type of seizure medication you're on. So for example, my sister, her name's Madeline, and I'm actually going to throw up some pictures for you guys just because, I don't know, I think she's adorable. Her seizure medication actually makes her bruise very easily. So she's quite clumsy. She bruises easily. And it just makes for a great combination and makes things very difficult for us. I have tons and tons of stories that I am more than willing to talk about, just not in this video. I'm going to try and keep this thing pretty short. So the reason I'm sharing this with you guys is there's an organization called FAST. It stands for Foundation for Angelman Syndrome Therapeutics. And it was developed in about 2008, I believe. And an absolutely amazing organization. They are trying to find a cure. And Angelman syndrome is curable because they're only missing a gene in that chromosome. So what they're trying to do is create that gene and replicate that gene to put it into the chromosome to essentially function as if they had that gene and cure Angelman. So they have done lots of clinical trials, and I'm going to try and get through this without getting too emotional, because talking about this definitely brings up a lot of emotions, but their clinical trials have been very successful. So successful to where they're starting to work with pharmaceutical companies to really dive in and try and create this gene. They have had such positive effects that that some of the kids with Angelman syndrome have actually talked, which is crazy to think that someone who's gone their whole life being nonverbal. I'm trying to get through this. They've been nonverbal their whole life and they've talked. They've said words. So they're doing really, really amazing things, and I believe they are FDA approved now, and if not, then they should be shortly. Last time that I heard, they were getting FDA approved. I'm just not sure if that's happened yet. There have been obvious setbacks with COVID and everything that's gone on recently. So I am going to put the link to their website down in the comments for any of you who are interested in learning more, whether that's just about Angelman syndrome. They have a awesome page on their website that really goes into depth, a lot more than what I went into depth with, about what Angelman syndrome is and how it affects people and everything. Or if you just want to learn about what they're doing. They're very good at keeping us all updated, everyone who's involved, as to what the steps are and where they are and how things are going. So please feel free to reach out if you have any questions, or maybe just something you want to share, whether you know someone who might have Angelman syndrome, or if you just have a family member or know someone who has special needs. Reaching out and connecting with other families who have experienced similar lifestyles to growing up and living with someone who has special needs. It is not for the faint of heart, and there are definitely a lot of struggles and a lot of stories. So feel free to reach out. Any questions, comments, or just something that you'd like to know. If you see me in person, feel free to ask me questions. I love talking about this stuff. I love telling stories about a lot of interesting experiences that come with growing up with someone with Angelman syndrome. So feel free to reach out. Feel free to share this video if you would like. The more people that see it, I think the better. The more people that know and learn about it, I think the better as well. So thank you guys so much for everyone who watched. And like I said, feel free to reach out at any time.